Let me tell you something simple, but life-changing. Every person you admire, the millionaire, the author, the leader, the visionary, has the same 24 hours you do. They don't get more hours in the day. They just use them differently. And the truth is, most people don't have a time problem. They have a priority problem. You see, success isn't something you stumble into by chance. It's something you build, hour by hour, decision by decision. Now here's the question I want you to ask yourself, and answer honestly. What am I doing with my 24? Because while some are wasting time scrolling, others are investing time building. While some are hoping, others are planning. And while some are surviving the day, the successful are designing their life. This video isn't about hustle. It's about wisdom. It's about the small changes that turn ordinary days into extraordinary results. So if you're tired of feeling behind, if you're ready to stop making excuses, and if you want to finally take control of your time and your future, then don't go anywhere. Because what you're about to learn could change the way you live every single day from this moment forward. Let's begin. Success starts the night before. You don't start a successful day in the morning. You start it the night before. See, most people live reactively. They wake up, check their phone, stumble into the day, hoping for the best. But let me tell you, hope is not a strategy, and randomness never leads to excellence. The successful, they do something different. Before their head hits the pillow, they've already mapped out the next day. Because a day well lived begins with a plan. I used to think I could just wing it. Wake up, drink some coffee, and figure it out as I go. But I learned the hard way. If you don't run your day will run you, and it rarely runs in your favor. Now here's a little philosophy I live by. Don't start your day until you've finished it. On paper, take 10 minutes at night. Just 10. Write down what matters most for tomorrow. Who you need to call, what you must get done, and more importantly, why it matters. Because without clarity, you're just busy. But with clarity, you're effective. Now let me ask you, when was the last time you ended the day with intention? Not Netflix, not scrolling, not staying up just to stay up. I'm talking about ending your day with discipline and direction. The successful use the night to set up the morning. They prepare their mindset. They set the tone. They align their actions with their vision. You want a different life? Start preparing differently. Because if you prepare like the average, you'll live like the average. But if you prepare like the successful, day after day, you become successful. So tonight, don't just go to bed. Go to bed with purpose. Lay out your clothes. Review your schedule. Plan your top 3 priorities. And visualize the kind of person you're going to be when the sun rises. Success isn't found in the noise of the morning. It's found in the quiet of the night, when nobody's watching, and you decide who you'll be tomorrow. Remember this, the day belongs to the one who prepares for it, and preparation always begins the night before. Mornings make or break your life. They say the early bird gets the worm. But let me tell you something deeper. The early bird doesn't just get the worm. He gets the edge. You see, the way you start your day often determines how you live your life. And most people, they start the day late, rushed, and already behind. But successful people, they know that the morning is sacred. It's a time to lead, not follow. To build momentum, not chaos. You've got 2 choices every morning. You can wake up with intention, or you can wake up reacting to emails, messages, noise, and nonsense. I used to think mornings were just something to survive. Now I see them for what they are. A gift. A golden window to set the tone for everything that follows. Let me ask you this. Do you wake up on purpose? Or do you just wake up by default? Because how you start the morning is how you approach your goals. Your health, your business, your relationships. It all begins with that first hour. The successful, they don't waste that hour. They own it. They get up early, they read, they reflect, they move their body, they write down their goals. They don't start with the world's noise. They start with their own voice. Now you might say, Jim, I'm not a morning person. Well, neither was I. Until I realized that success didn't care about my preferences. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. And mornings are the best time to practice that discipline. That first hour, that's where confidence is built. That's where clarity is sharpened. That's where you remind yourself, today I'm in charge of me. You don't have to wake up at 4 a.m., but you do have to wake up with purpose. Before the world makes a demand on your time, you make a declaration about your life. So here's your challenge. Start tomorrow different. No phone, no distractions. Just you, a plan, and a commitment to lead your life, not follow someone else's. Because if you win the morning, you win the day. And if you win the day, you start winning at life. Focus on priorities. not activities. Most people are busy, but busy doesn't mean productive. In fact, some of the busiest people I know are going nowhere fast. They run, they rush, they check boxes, they're exhausted. But at the end of the day, there's no real progress. Why? Because they confused movement with achievement. Let me give you a philosophy worth writing down. Don't major in minor things. It's easy to stay busy. It's harder to stay aligned. The successful, they don't chase activity. They chase results. And the way they get results is by knowing what truly matters. And putting that first. You've probably heard of the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. It says that 80% of your outcomes come from just 20% of your efforts. Well, successful people don't ignore that truth. They live by it. They ask, what are the few key actions that move the needle? What are the priorities that build the future? And they give those their best energy. Here's the danger. You can spend your whole life being efficient at the wrong things. You can organize, color code, and execute, and still end up frustrated. Why? Because it's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters most. Let me ask you something. Do you know the difference between a task and a priority? A task is something to do. A priority is something that must be done, or the day is lost. Successful people don't just fill their day, they frame it around what counts. Now that might mean doing fewer things, but it also means doing better things. It means trading shallow for deep, distraction for direction, reaction for intention. Remember this, your time is limited, but your focus is powerful. When you give your best energy to your top priorities, you gain back time, confidence, and momentum. So take a hard look at your to-do list. Then ask yourself, what on this list actually matters? And more importantly, what will move my life forward if I get it done today? Do less of what doesn't matter. Do more of what does. And watch your life change. Not by being busy, but by being effective. Calendar, it or forget it. Let me give you a simple rule for success. If it's not on the calendar, it's not going to happen. You see, the average person keeps their plans in their head. They say things like, I'll get to it. I'll try. I'll do it when I have time. But the successful, they live by a different standard. They understand that what isn't scheduled is soon forgotten. Winners don't rely on memory. They rely on structure. Now, I'm not talking about filling your calendar with every little task. I'm talking about owning your time, giving your goals a home, giving your priorities a slot. Because when something has a time and a place, it has a chance to get done. I once heard someone say, don't prioritize your schedule. Schedule your priorities. And that's exactly what the successful do. They make room for what matters, on purpose. So let me ask you, where on your calendar is your growth? Where is your reading, your planning, your health, your wealth-building activities, your deep work, your relationships? If they're not there, they're not real. They're just wishes floating around in your head. The successful don't hope to have time. They make time by blocking it, guarding it, and showing up for it. That's what a professional does. That's what a disciplined life looks like. You see, when your calendar reflects your values, that's when life begins to change. You stop living by chance, and you start living by choice. Let me challenge you right now. Pull out your calendar. Look at the next 7 days, and ask yourself, does this reflect the person I want to become? If not, change it. Not tomorrow, today. Because when you control your calendar, you control your future. And when your schedule honors your vision, that's when your results begin to align with your potential. So remember, if it's not scheduled, it's just a good idea. But if it's on the calendar, it's a commitment. And commitment is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. Say no to say yes. One of the greatest lessons I ever learned in life and in business was this: you can't say yes to everything and still win. Now that might sound simple, but don't underestimate it. Because the truth is, most people don't fail because of a lack of talent. They fail because they say yes to too many things that don't matter. Distractions, requests, random invitations, urgent but not important tasks. You see, every time you say yes to something unimportant, you are quietly saying no to something critical. You're saying no to your health, no to your goals, no to the focused, quiet time that builds your future. Let me tell you, the power to say no is the foundation of focus, and focus is the path to freedom. Successful people understand this. They don't let guilt run their calendar. They don't let urgency outrank purpose. They protect their time like it's treasure, because they know it is. Every yes must be earned. Every yes must serve the bigger picture. Because time is like money. You can spend it, or you can invest it. And too many people are spending their time on things that give no return. So let me ask you, are you filling your day with what's easy, or with what's essential. Sometimes the most powerful word you can say is a simple, firm, respectful no to overcommitment. No to time wasters. No to the things that pull you off course. So you can say yes to focus. Yes to growth. Yes to the life you were meant to build. Now hear me clearly. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you serious. Serious about your values. Serious about your time. Serious about your future. So from now on, when an opportunity comes, ask yourself, does this serve my purpose or steal from it? If it serves, say yes with full heart. If it steals, say no with full strength. Because every no to the wrong thing is a louder yes to the right one. Turn waiting time into growing time. Life is full of gaps. Moments when we're not really doing anything, waiting in traffic, sitting at the doctor's office, standing in line at the bank, or waiting for the next meeting to start. Now here's the difference between the successful and the average. The average person kills time, but the successful, they grow in it. They understand that time, even small pockets of it, can be invested. And like money, the small investments, when added up, create massive returns. Let me give you a simple truth. You don't need more hours. You need better habits inside the hours you already have. The successful turn dead time into development time. They don't just wait, they learn while they wait. They listen to audiobooks. They review their goals. They reflect, they grow on the go. You'd be amazed at what you could learn if you took just 20 minutes a day to study something meaningful. That's 10 hours a month, 120 hours a year. That's a college course on your commute. It's not about being perfect, it's about being intentional. See, we all get the same 24 hours, but some people let the gaps drain them. Others use them to sharpen the saw. Here's a challenge. Start carrying a book with you. Keep a podcast playlist. Use a digital note app to capture ideas. Redeem those little pockets of time because they're everywhere. You're not just waiting in line, you're mastering your mindset. You're not just sitting in traffic, you're building your future. Successful people understand something most folks never realize. Every moment has potential, if you're prepared to use it. So from now on, don't say, I'm just killing time. Instead say, I'm using time to grow, because time will pass anyway. But what you do inside that time, that's what determines the quality of your life. Remember, don't waste the waiting. Use it, grow in it, and let it shape the person you're becoming. Delegate, automate, eliminate. Let me ask you something important. Are you the only one doing everything in your life? Because if you are, you're not growing. You're just surviving. Now, I learned a long time ago, success isn't about doing more. It's about doing less of the wrong things and more of the right ones. You only have so many hours in a day, and not every task deserves your hands or your time. Let me give you the formula. Delegate, automate, eliminate. First, delegate. Some things can be done by someone else, someone you can trust, someone you can train. The successful don't carry every load. They share it wisely. Why? Because their energy is too valuable to be spread thin. If you're doing $10 per hour tasks while trying to build a $100,000 vision, you're moving backward. Don't be afraid to ask who can do this better, faster, or cheaper than me, and then let them. Second, automate. We live in the age of tools, systems, and smart technology. If you're repeating the same task every week, ask yourself, can this be done automatically? Emails, reminders, bills, content posting. You'd be amazed at how many hours you can save when you stop being the machine and build one. The successful don't just work harder, they design systems that keep working, even when they're resting. And third, eliminate. Some tasks, they don't need to be delegated or automated. They just need to go away. Gone. Done. Out. Ask yourself, if I stopped doing this, would it even matter? You'll be shocked how much of your to-do list is noise, not necessity. The successful are ruthless about this, because they know every yes has a cost, and the cost is your focus. You can't do it all, and you're not supposed to. Your greatness will not come from how much you carry, but from how well you choose what to carry. So review your tasks. Ask, can I delegate this? Can I automate it, or should I just eliminate it? Because every hour you reclaim is a brick you lay in the foundation of your future. Make space for what matters, and let go of what doesn't. That's how successful people use their time, strategically, intentionally, and powerfully. End the day with wisdom, not waste. How you end the day matters just as much as how you begin it. Most people They end the day in escape mode. TV blaring, phone in hand, mind drifting. They slide into sleep without purpose, without reflection. But the successful, they finish the day with wisdom, not waste. Let me share a principle with you. Never go to bed without gathering something valuable from your day. You see, each day is a classroom. Every conversation, every win, every mistake, it's all teaching you something, but only if you pause long enough to learn. That's what successful people do. They don't just move from day to day. They extract the lessons, capture the insights, and carry them into tomorrow. So before your head hits the pillow, ask yourself, what did I do well today? What needs improvement? What did I learn? About others, about life, about myself. That's how wisdom is built. Not in the rush, but in the review. You know, it's easy to waste the evening hours. They feel quiet, casual, easy to overlook. But here's the truth. Your evenings set up your excellence. The successful don't end the day scrolling. They end it by journaling. They end it by reading, by planning tomorrow, by thinking, reflecting, and sometimes just being still. Because in the stillness, you sharpen your awareness. And that awareness, that's where real change begins. Let me give you this reminder. You can't improve what you don't review. And you can't build a better life without understanding the one you're already living. So make it a habit, not just to live the day, but to harvest it. Before you sleep tonight, take 5 minutes, write one lesson, set one intention, and remind yourself of who you're becoming. Because the end of the day isn't the end of your effort, it's the beginning of your elevation. And if you want tomorrow to be better than today, it starts with how you close today. So don't waste your evenings, invest them in growth, in you. Discipline makes the day, every day. If you want the truth about success, here it is. Discipline is the difference maker. Not motivation, not inspiration. Discipline, motivation is great for getting started, but it's discipline that keeps you going. On the days when it's cold, when you're tired, when no one's watching, and when you don't feel like it. You see, successful people don't ask, do I feel like doing it today? They say, it's on the plan. I do it, no matter what. Because discipline isn't about feeling good, it's about doing what's right, consistently, repeatedly, relentlessly. Let me tell you what discipline really is. It's the ability to make yourself do what you should do, when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. Now that might sound tough, but the alternative? That's tougher. Because undisciplined days become unfulfilled weeks, which turn into wasted months, which add up to a life you didn't want. Here's the good news. Discipline compounds. Every time you follow through, you strengthen your character, you build your confidence, and you gain momentum. Discipline says, I get up when the alarm rings. I stick to my schedule. I finish what I start. I don't wait for the mood. I lead with the mission. And you know what happens? Life starts responding to you differently. Opportunities open up. Energy increases. Clarity returns. And day by day, you begin to trust yourself again. Because you've proven you are the kind of person who follows through. Let me remind you of something powerful. Discipline isn't a punishment. It's a path, a bridge, a gift you give to your future self. So if today felt ordinary, if you struggled, that's okay. Because discipline is a decision you make every day. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be committed. The clock resets every morning, and you get the chance to say, today, I choose discipline again. And that one choice, repeated daily, makes all the difference. Design a life worth living, one day at a time. Let me ask you something important. What kind of life are you building? Because whether you realize it or not, you are designing your future one day at a time. Not in the big dramatic moments, but in the small, ordinary ones. How you spend your morning, how you handle your time, how you respond to distractions, how you plan your priorities. Each day is a brick, and you're either laying those bricks carefully, or you're tossing them around without thought, hoping it all comes together in the end. But hope is not a strategy. Design is. The successful understand this. They live life with intention. They don't drift. They direct. They don't wish. They work. They don't wait. They design. They ask themselves, what kind of life do I want? What does it look like? And what small decisions today will move me one step closer? Because here's the truth. Your days create your destiny. And the life you want isn't built someday. It's built today. In the choices you make. In the time you protect. In the disciplines you practice, in the values you live out. So don't underestimate a single day. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to be deliberate. Wake up and lead your day. Put meaning behind your schedule. Put purpose behind your actions. And end each evening knowing, I moved in the right direction today. And let me tell you something. If you do that today, and tomorrow, and the next day, you won't just wake up one day with a better life. You'll wake up one day and realize you became the person who built it. That's the reward of intentional living. Not just success, but the satisfaction of knowing you earned it. So start small, but start today. Design a morning that moves you. Design a schedule that respects your goals. Design a day that reflects your values. Because when you do that long enough, you design a life worth living, and it all begins one day at a time.